Good morning, everybody. My name is Meow Meow Mel, and welcome to Coffee Thoughts, where I drink coffee and talk about whatever comes to my mind in the morning. Everybody have their coffee? Is everybody ready? Well, ready or not, cause here we go. After the shooting at the Florida high school that's been all over the news, and it's such a tragedy, well, Saturday, out in Columbia, South Carolina, a 16-year-old has now been charged with the murder of his friend, Cisco Nider Jr., after they had just been playing video games just after midnight early Saturday morning. Now, the 16-year-old will remain nameless. His name has not been disclosed by the police officers because he is a minor. And not only is he charged with the murder of his friend Cisco, he is also charged with having a weapon during a violent crime. What, Gus? How did it all happen? Well, I'll tell you, Gus, because you're so patient with me. It happened when the suspect and Cisco, with two of their friends, went over to one of the teens' houses just to play a basketball video game, have fun, hang out, you know, what normal teens did. Something I never did when I was a teen. Now, at some point, the 16-year-old suspect and Cisco had gotten into an argument. What about is unknown, but afterwards, the suspect pulled out a gun and shot Cisco in the head, killing him when he arrived at a local hospital. And it's such a tragedy that teens are shooting each other over petty things. And I'm not the only one who feels this way. Now, since the suspect is a minor, it's unclear if the police will charge him as an adult and if he will be tried as an adult. It's uncertain in this kind of situation. Now, Columbia Police Chief Skip Holbrook had made the statement, 3 people lost their lives because of petty arguments that led to senseless crimes. 2 of the victims and 1 of the suspects being teenagers who had direct and unlawful access to guns. Too many people are quick to settle disputes in a violent manner. We, along with our community partners, are working to prevent this type of violence. Now, I am in full agreement with Police Chief Holbrook. It's a shame that any petty argument, any senseless stupidity gets boiled down to violence because no one knows how to talk out their problems. No one knows how to do that. It's a little barbaric. When he says that 3 people lost their lives earlier that week, it was reported that another teen and a gentleman had gotten into a firefight with each other, and both had died. Both the teen and the other gentleman who was an adult had pretty much killed each other in this firefight. Now, keep in mind, when you're going to look up this news story, I will have all the links of what I've researched down in the description below, but I was a little troubled when doing my research because, let me see if I can find my notes. I go to these websites, and the first thing I see is a teen charged with killing friend after playing video game. Teen reportedly killed over video game. Argument over video game leads teenager to shoot and kill friend. It's this is why I wanted to do this article or this news story, because video games were involved. I have many friends who play video games, and they are the most chill people I know, unless they're psychopaths and I never knew it. Guys, in this day and age, it's so much easier to put blame on other people for teens and kids' misbehavior. And it's a lot of bullshit to me. I'm sorry. But, who bought these kids these video games? Who's that? The parents bought these violent video games for their children. What? You're not saying these parents are responsible, are you? Well, Gus, you do have a point. Parents buy these video games for their kids, and they're not even looking at these age restrictions. But, you know, that's just my viewpoint. That is my thoughts. It's not like parents haven't dropped the ball on their children. Oh wait, there's still that one kid who suffers that one fucked up disorder that's never been punished a day in his life, and now he's in trouble with the court. That kid. Yeah, that parent dropped the ball bad. It seems as though news media and Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin wants to keep putting blame on these video games instead of, you know what? Let's hear what Matt Bevin has to say about this. Let's see. Matt Bevin seems to think that video games are at fault for these violent crimes of not only in the 16-year-old killing his friend to the school shooting that happened out in Florida. He seems to think that video games are at fault, and it has to be that very non-violent game, the basketball one. I'm not much of a video game player, but that's what the 16-year-old and Cisco were playing when Cisco got shot in the head. That is pretty much the most non-violent video game for teenagers out there. But, you know, that's just me. That's just me thinking logically. Now, Governor Bevin has said that video games are forced down our throats under the guise protected by speech. Wait. Governor Bevin? Is someone forcing you to buy video games and play them? Was that, sir? No. So why don't you just say no and walk away? No one's forcing you to do anything. No one is forcing a product down your throat. Sorry. It's garbage. It's the same as pornography. Someone hasn't seen porn in a while. They have desensitized people to the value of life, to the dignity of women, to the dignity of human decency. As a woman, I don't find video games undignifying. Have you seen Tomb Raider? Holy crap. If I have not seen a more pro-woman game out there, and if I was more of a gamer, then I would probably pick up Tomb Raider and play it myself. Oh wait, I have it. My fiance plays it. And I guess we're just gonna ignore all the scientific facts that have proved that video games don't cause violent acts in kids. I guess we're just gonna ignore all of that. Oh my gosh. The reason why I picked this story was because of clickbait titles such as that. It's wrong to put blame on a company. It's like that woman trying to sue McDonald's because her kid got fat. Really? Who gave them the money? And who drove them to the place? The mother. You know what happened? She got jack diddly squat, and from what I hear, she didn't get much of a settlement. Probably just a refund for how much her kid ate. And it's just as ridiculous, especially since back from the Columbine incident at that school shooting. Video games were thrown under the bus then, and families try to sue the video game companies because their children died because that one shooter played video games and now their kid is dead. You know what happened? It got dismissed. I'm not saying all video games are bad. In this instant, when it's teens and kids that are being violent, why is it that it's video games that get thrown under the bus? Why are we not looking at the parent of the violent kid and wondering, what are you doing to discipline your child? Or why are you letting your child run amok? Why are we not asking the parents these questions of their children? No one, especially parents don't want to think that their child is bad. That's fine. It's perfectly okay to feel that way. But it's not okay to see your child do a bad thing and then not do anything about it, not correct that behavior. Instead, you sit them down in front of a TV and you let them play games that are for mature audiences only. That is the reason why there are ratings on these video games. Kids' minds are not developed enough. Now, in the case of the 16-year-old suspect killing his friend, we don't know how long he's been playing violent video games. I mean, it was reported that he was playing a virtual basketball game through the console and all that jazz. it's not, as far as I know, that's not very violent. But we don't know what he plays on the offhand. And we don't know how long he's been playing video games. We don't know if he even plays violent video games. And I understand the whole hormone thing, the testosterone's going up. Yeah, but at 16 you pretty much know don't kill anybody. I am getting way too worked up over this. But someone has to get worked up for this. It's a crying shame to see this. It's a shame. It's mostly a shame for the victims in these shootings. Families are literally being ripped apart because of these shootings. And, you know, there's nothing I can really say to make things feel better. Now, I do understand that there had been marches going on because of the Florida shooting for the gun control. And to be honest, I'm not going to get into that because that goes a little too close to the political end of things. And I've said previously in other videos that that's not my style. I will not talk politics because, to be honest, I don't know too much of politics, and I won't talk religion. And so I don't talk, those are the two primary things I don't talk about, is politics and religion. So I won't go into that too much. I won't go into the march too much, but I do have to say this is a better march out for a high school that I've seen in a long time. And when I went to high school, kids were marching out over rumors. Yeah, rumors. So, yeah, this is a lot better for a march out. This is a lot better reason. But like I said, I'm not gonna get into it. I'm focused on the whole video game portion and how much news media sucks for using clickbait such as video game violence caused violent actions and kills people. I am so sick and tired of seeing that shit. Like I said, I'm going to link those down below and you can see those titles for yourself. I'm so done. So done with video games being blamed for things. And you know what? I'm all out of coffee for today, which means that is the end of this show. If you think you're hearing water falling, you are correct. It's been raining here all day. So, it's the end of my show. Thank you everyone for watching. And if you liked whatever I blurted out, or even liked watching me rant, hit that like button down below and do subscribe. Why not? I won't hurt you. But you may hear more newsy stuff. Coffee for your thoughts. Leave a comment down below and share with your friends. Share with your family. But do give them this warning that I think I may have only slipped up once. I do tend to cuss a lot. And do follow me on Twitter. I'm going to try and actually get a link to that Twitter. So be on the lookout for that. And I will see you all in the next show. Cheers.